Too raw for TV. What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV, aka Darth Apocalypse. All right, so this is something that needs to be brought up about this whole situation with regard to LeBron James joining the Philadelphia 76ers, right? No matter what they want to say, and I got a video coming up disputing all of a sudden they say, "Oh, you guys already are calling it a super team, but you guys use it as a defense." Well, I got a video coming up, this ether and all of that. But I thought when we were going through this whole saga earlier this summer, right? I thought they were making it adamant, Rich Paul and them, that he was seeking happiness. You know, I just want to be somewhere where I'm happy. But it's clear as day that joining a team that has Jaylen Brown, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, right? And now you added KCP, a two-time NBA champion. This is clearly a super team. This is clearly an attempt, in my opinion, at him piling up championships, which has been the main argument that we've had against him, which proves that his camp listens to our videos and they know that no matter how many points he scores, it's going to be championships that matters. But isn't this the same guy that just said that ring culture was weird? Correct me if I'm wrong. Ain't this the guy that said that, counting championships and pressuring players to play and play only for titles and not incorporating what players bring individually to the game, that's not the proper way of looking at these things? Because I thought at the end of the day that the goal was to win a championship. And we're not saying at all that Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, Reggie Miller, John Stockton, Karl Malone, Adrian Dantley, Alex English, Pete Maravich, the list goes on and on. Elgin Baylor. We're not saying that these players aren't great and should not be worshipped. And at times, I do think ring culture goes way overboard when you're starting to rate guys like Steve Kerr ahead of the people I just named. Then, my friend, you're losing perspective of what championships are supposed to mean. But don't tell me that championships aren't part of the equation when you're ranking all-time great players. Don't tell me you're the GOAT when you have, I believe, 33 finals losses. Don't tell me you're the GOAT when you have 6 NBA finals losses. And something tells me that we're going to add to that tally very, very soon. Don't tell me that I'm supposed to just forget about what I saw with Michael Jordan and how he won with really only 11, and if you count Tony Kukoc, 12 players that ever played in just one All-Star game versus your practically 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40 and he won more championships than you. So this is clearly an attempt, my friends, at him passing Steph Curry, because that's one of the reasons why he didn't go to Golden State, because he knew if he wins a championship in Golden State, which was remote at best, but if he wins a championship with the Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry also wins a championship. So Steph has the exact same number of titles. He wants to one up Steph Curry. He wants to at least match Kobe Bryant in championships, draw closer to Jordan, and if things go right for him, he wants to match Michael, exceed Kobe, and far exceed anybody in his generation. That's what the goal is. So clearly, championships matter. Clearly, you're validating anybody who says that championships are the, as it should be put, end all be all, not a all be all, as you so illiterately put it that day. You know what it's all about: championships. When it comes to the creme de la creme. Look, if somebody wants to tell me, well, Mike, you call Barry Bonds the greatest baseball player of all time, I think it's Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth had ridiculous numbers and won multiple championships. Well, my only counter to that is that Babe Ruth played in a league that was not integrated, and that's one of the reasons why I have a problem putting him. But if somebody says, "Well, what about Hank Aaron?" then I say, "Well, you know what? I don't have a problem with that. Hank Aaron does have the hardware, and he played in an integrated league, and he played in an era where it was a lot tougher for a black player of his caliber as far as the environment and the culture. So I don't have a problem with that. But championships do matter. It was a stupid argument for him to make. LeBron in his camp only made that argument because of situational, uh, the situation for them at the time. That's it. He knew that he was in a position where he wasn't going to win a championship. So he tried to form and create a narrative favorable for him and his legacy versus Michael and Kobe's. And most people with a brain were not buying it. Period. They weren't buying that shit because we were raised to believe that championships are what matter. But you know, it's interesting. If you guys say championships don't matter, when we bring up Michael Jordan, you guys, I'm talking about LeBron fans, will then counter and bring up Bill Russell. And I'm not trying to cheapen Bill Russell's rings, but it was a little bit easier for him to attain those titles than when Mike won those 6 championships. Mike and Kobe won their championships in the most difficult environment in the NBA in NBA history. Bill Russell won his championships when he was playing on a team that had multiple Hall of Famers, not all stars, not just guys who made the All Star once or twice or maybe 3 times in their careers, perennial All Stars, all on one team. The man went to the NBA Finals, I believe, 12 or 13 times in his career. So that's telling you the amount of talent that he had on his team for a guy that was a middling offensive player, albeit an absolute unit on defense. Uh, Plus, Michael Jordan himself is a different caliber basketball player than Bill Russell. So the individual matters. But at the end of the day, the difference maker is who won championships, who consistently won in their era, who were the greatest players as far as winning in their era. And with you, it's muddled. That's what the difference is. With you, it's muddled. You know Steph Curry fucks up your legacy. You underachieved when it came to titles. And that's why you said that dumb shit last year, earlier this year, I think it was, or last year, about ring culture being weird. And now you've proven yourself that it was all bullshit with your actions. Man, that's all I got to say about it.